Hello and welcome to the Big E. My name is Jasmine, and this is a place where we explore and then we experience what we've explored and we begin to enjoy it. If we are not enjoying ourselves, what do I say? Change your experience. Change the way you look at something. One of the easiest ways is to change how you're treating someone. How are you treating yourself? Change that and change your experience and get back to enjoying your life. Today I want to talk about obstacles that make us climb. In your life that cause you to climb. Sometimes when we come on something that's so strong and so overwhelming, it hurts us in a physical way. Mentally and physically, we can shut down. Like a monster, scary, hairy, and smiling and grinning like a son of a bitch. These particular moments in our life are our best friends, our greatest allies. These are the wisest teachers that we could ever attract. Instead of hating or dreading these moments, we need to learn how to embrace them, to take them on as courageous as we can be, as elements of ourself to grow and to heal. What are some obstacles in your life? I know recently here, as I've said before, is vertigo. I have a couple of friends that are just kind of going like, really? Seriously? How are you managing? Why is it continuing? I don't have those answers. I truly don't. The answers I do have is I've embraced it. It's my BFF. I use it to my advantage in the sense of taking a closer look, and being careful about how I manage my life. If I don't get enough sleep, it amplifies. Vertigo, it gets worse. It gets wavier. The waves are higher. If I don't eat, sometimes if I have coffee in the morning, maybe many of us do this, we wait until, 10, 11, sometimes 12 or 1 o'clock before we eat. Well, I did that last week by accident, and come about, I think it was 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I almost hit a wall. I crashed. So those obstacles are mine that I've been working with, that I've had as a challenge. And then the latest obstacle is trying to get my health back. And in working out and jogging, I'm up to about 20 minutes, which is good, but it's like I hit a brick wall on that too after I've just done an evening of jogging. But then I did go volunteer down at the TV station and help out one of my good friends down there, my producer, and I feel like a truck has run me over. So, am I a little dizzy today? Oh yeah. Are you swimming with me? Come on. So it's just going to be one of those days, and it just gets me back into myself creating. I'm thinking about another show to do. So I'm in my element. I'm with myself and I'm creating. So I'm using what some people may say is an obstacle to my benefit because it's my BFF. And that bitch is close to me. She is my best friend. So I'm going to embrace her. I'm going to call her my own. And that's the best that I'm doing with her. There are things and there are obstacles in our life that can cause us to become very tender. It's almost like things can cut us open. And at that moment of being exposed, we can truly see who we are inside. It's a difficult place to be, and it's very scary if we don't like what we see. A lot of people would run. They will start to blame. They will ignore this obstacle, this blessing, as a negative, as something being done to them. They're being hurt. They're being barraged. Something is wrong with the world, because it is scary to look at ourselves. But there's a positive. If we look at this as a benefit, as this obstacle, as a blessing, we can change it. We can begin to heal. We can work it. And let me explain. Obstacles instruct us what to do next if we listen, believe it or not. Our critics make us strong. Our fears make us bold. Our haters make us wise. Our obstacles make us passionate. And our losses make us healthy. It's a little something I got off the HuffPost today with what is the gentleman's name? Matthew Trinetti, that I read. It was a beautiful little saying, and I just had to quote it because it's so true. Now, other things that obstacles can give to us, again, as I said, they can show us who we truly are. When we are exposed and when we feel those moments of pain, sometimes we want a bus to come and run us over so that the pain can go away. Sometimes we want to curl up in a bed, pull the covers up, and hope the next day never shows up so it can all stop. I've been in those moments. There are times that I still, which is really interesting, I watch myself, so I must have like a manic depressive personality, because I'll be driving on the highway, and here in Ashland, believe it or not, we go about 75, 80 miles an hour, and I'm going on the freeway, and I think for just a moment, it's still in me, I guess, that if I just take the wheel and I turn it real hard, real fast, instead of in front of like a huge semi, that they could just take me out in just a moment. In just a moment, it'd all be gone. Or going over a cliff. The only thing I don't like about that idea is I could go over there and stay alive and not end things like I want to end things. And holy shit, I'll have so much damn more trouble than it's worth. But to just end things instantly and to get it to stop. Now, as I know, this is not truth to me, because if I were to stop it today, what happens is, my belief is, I will continue this moment. I will be exactly the same, but in the next adventure, the next journey. So I will pick up exactly where I left off. So my goal is to try to transform these elements or these issues inside myself, so I don't take them into my lifetime, that I've verbalized to my friends, to my sisters, so they know that part about me, because I truly believe we will take it with us the moment that we leave here and we choose to go into the next journey. So I don't want to do that. Now, there's another little thing that I was reading, again, with let me pronounce his name, Matthew Trinetti, on HuffPost, a wonderful gentleman. It was beautiful to hear him express these moments of obstacles and what the power is in them. It's a book that he shared about one of his favorite authors. And it's so enlightening to know that as a human being, each and every one of us are in this together. We each and every one of us have obstacles, have moments where we just want things to stop. I used to talk to a friend of mine that they want things to stop. They would just like to maybe sleep and never wake up. They weren't suicidal, but they had those moments of where it's overwhelming and it's so much at once, or it's so, something's exposed us and we believe the ugliness about ourselves or the ugliness of the world that's going on. And to remember, I always try to remind my friends, and most of all, I remind myself that the obstacles in my life, I'll say it again, let me read it. These are our best friends. These are the wisest teachers that we can attract. And these are our greatest allies. If we watch when an obstacle comes up, watch the signpost for the next step. It will let us know what to do next. It will let us find the next sign to the next step. That is a guarantee. That is a positive. That's a given in this journey. So if we can just watch those and honor that part in us and know that we're doing our best, but to look at what shows up. I say that so much in so many of my shows. Let's just look at what shows up. What's showing up in your life? What's showing up that's hurting you, bothering you? Is it making you mad? Are you getting angry? Look at it. Why is it making you angry? It's not because so-and-so's president. It's not because so-and-so's driving slow. It's not any of that. It's something inside ourselves that is trying to be better. It is an obstacle. It is a tool that has shown up so that we can climb and we can be bigger and more beautiful than we ever thought we were. Yep, that's the truth. Don't like it. I know. It's easier sometimes. I was talking to a friend, he's become a friend. He was actually looking at my computer because my computer's still dead. Well, actually, he gave me the RIP news. Rest in peace. It's not going to be able to be revived. It's dead. Dead in the water. Maybe I'll have a ceremony for it. I've taken it up to Medford, an area close to me, to have them see if they can retrieve my information off the computer. At least save me, save something. And if not, well, so be it. We move on. But I was talking to him, and it was interesting because he gets real negative or downtrodden or really down by looking at what's going on in the world, what's going on the planet. And he so wants to talk with people and get them to converse with each other, no matter what the differences in each of us, whether it's belief, color, choice of lifestyle, it doesn't matter. And his heart is so pure in this. And he was getting so saddened by the more he talked more about life. And, I was trying to explain that each one of us has our own process to honor that and allow it and bring those together that we can. Bring those together who are ready to be that light, to be in that place of power, to enlighten, to love, to, God, you could go on, to forgive, to be special. Who knows? How do you feel when you help another? Those are the moments we want to spread. Those are the moments we want to repeat. Let it multiply. Let it multiply. Bring more of those to our life, and the planet itself will have an effect. It truly will. One by one. We do it best if we start it in our own life, and then the world will respond. It truly will. And I think right now, too, the feminine is quite a catalyst in this. We're a catalyst to where if we do it, we can project more of it in the catalyst of that sense. I believe that so strongly. And it's a beautiful time to be here, depending on what side of the elephant you're standing on. Well, I'm standing in the trunk. I'm standing on the two legs that are walking forward, moving forward with a force, walking forward and crushing anything in front of it. Well, I'm not really. I don't like to use that word crush, but it's formidable. It will move forward. It will get through anything. And that's the part of the elephant I'm standing on. Now, there are other parts of the elephant, depending on your view, that can be very horrific, very ugly, and very scary. So those are the obstacles in your life. Look at them. Try to transcend them. Try to be friends with them. Try to embrace that part of you, because you are the one creating that view, nobody else. And I hate to say it, but as you perceive the world, so it will be. It is only your reality. It is not necessarily how the world itself is. That is not the truth of what is going on. But the physical world can be very tantalizing, very addictive in how it ropes you in, how it takes you into believing that this is true. It's ugly. We're going to destroy ourselves. We're going to blow ourselves up. What have we done to ourselves by what the choices we made in government? And we look around us and there's so many things that we can say. But again, it is not real. To change your experience, move to the different part of the elephant, move to a different perspective. Stop looking at the news. Stop, and I've said this before, stop engaging in that part that makes you feel so negative or so low or so sad or so scared or so angry. Get them out of the White House, we'll be fine. Get them out of the White House, we'll be free. No, something else shows itself until we realize we create it. And it is our perspective. It's not the world outside that will change to make you feel uncomfortable. It will be you from the inside to change for your comfort and your peace. And sometimes your peace of mind. So get that balance, but it's from within. You can ask the government to change. People are saying, they want Trump impeached. Okay, say that happens. What next? They're glorious. Someone's that they love is going to replace them. It's always going to be an issue or something that will come up. We cannot ask the world or ask our family members or ask your love partner to please change this so I'm comfortable. Save me. make this all right. You do that once, and you will do it again. You will ask them again on some completely different situation. Can you please not do that so I'm comfortable and safe and I'm not so scared? Now, in loving them, we can kindly change or alter different words we use, what we may do. We may offer different, like say sometimes if someone's scared you're going to leave them, there's old patterns of abandonment in relationships. So say that was my situation. I would call or I would text and say, hey, I'm at work, but I'm going to stop off here. You know, you check in, you let them know lovingly that it's okay, I'm still here, but I'm not going to be home right away. You do little things to help them out, like basically say, okay, you know, I can work with you on this, but if it shows up a second time inside yourself, you want them to change something again, be forewarned. Now it is you. It is not them. They could change your entire world. It would never end. And it still will not make you happy because it has to come from within you. This is your shit. This is your issue. This is yours to change. So look at it that way. If you're asking others to change too much, or the world to change, or you want it to change too much to make you comfortable and to feel safe and to feel loved, that's a huge monster that cannot be fed. So be careful about those issues. Look at yourself. Look at those obstacles. Look at those things that are going on. Embrace them in you. Change them in you. Challenge that part of you. It may be a bit that, again, will cut you open. It can scare you when you see yourself, but it's not real either. When you go through those obstacles and you turn around and you look at them from a different side, the side of you've gotten through it, you've worked through it, and then you can change it. You're not a bad person. You're not an ugly person. You just believe in some ways you may be. It's something that we create in ourselves. It's a part we've come through eons and eons ago, coming out of the darkness, is to play small, to belittle ourselves, to play small, not be strong enough, big enough, bright enough, not powerful enough to make a change. It helped us to survive. It helped us to stay alive back eons and eons ago. It's an old pattern that we are trying to progress out of. A lot of us are aware of that, and I'm one of them. I do know that as evolution or the ascension continues, it's the biology is the part that is the last to get it. So that's the patterns we struggle with. Those are the patterns that will come up. What always has and always will until we embrace it, until we heal that part of us. So obstacles that can cause us to climb. The one last point I'd like to add is I was reading an article kind of on the subject, and it was interesting to read that it said that obstacles that are hard to climb can also be those of another. And the response to when they were asked, and I'll pretend like it's me, I was asked, would you please, you know, because it hurt me, it scared me, could you change this? And I remember thinking, yes, that's a very easy thing to do. I can help. I can change little things. I can alter and do different things. I have lots of creative ideas and ways to do things and to change that about myself. But my fear was, and I voiced it, is how will I not do this moving forward because I do not know what I did wrong. And in its reality, I didn't. But to try and change for another, again, it's that monster that can never be fed. But the article that I read was as though someone was asking me to either talk with them or let them vent, or say I had a long day and I was tired and they wanted to bend my ear. The obstacle that was hard to climb was when I voiced, I am sorry, I cannot climb that obstacle. It is too hard for me to climb right now. I'm too tired. It's been a long day. I'm too angry. I'm hurting. That obstacle is too hard to climb of yours. It was an interesting point because I really didn't think of it that way, but that is the truth of things sometimes. Are we allowing our partner to vent? Do we have the best hearing at that time? Are our best ears on? for that moment. If not, are we strong enough to say, I'm not going to be the best tonight. I might be quick. I might kind of snap. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'm not in the mood. I apologize. I don't have my best hearing ears on. So could we please do this another time? It's very hard for someone when they're in pain or they're scared to say, okay, I've got to put this off. I've got to wait and tell you later. They can get angry. They can get mad because they're not at a place to where they're managing themselves. They're scared and they're reaching out, and in some ways they feel like they may drown. So to be patient and to be quiet sometimes is your best, for me I found, is my best listening ears, is just sit. Sometimes I had a girlfriend do that for about an hour one time, and I swear to God, I was falling asleep. I was at a distance, so she couldn't see that I was dark in my chair. She was in the kitchen, the dining room, but she goes, "You're just falling asleep over there?" And I went, "No, no, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here." I knew she needed it, and I was okay to give that, but I couldn't respond. I wasn't going to be able to interject anything or give advice or help, or if she asked me a question, I just kind of, "It's okay, you're good," because I didn't have it. That's the best I could do. So sometimes the obstacles that are hard to climb are those that you engage with another. And that's another kind of interesting way to look at things. I hope this has helped. Don't be scared. Don't feel alone. Reach out. Email me. Contact me on my website. I'd love to talk. I'd love to have your expression of life on obstacles that are hard to climb. What are your views? What have you gone through? Please share with me. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm sending you love always.